Hello historians, and welcome back finally to another Documenting History for today, April 13th,
I went into a very well-known
2026.
for I'd say maybe 60 seconds. They didn't have what I needed, so
I was away for Easter weekend, spring break. Well, not really a spring break, but
exactly what I've been looking for.
so there hasn't been a Documenting History episode, but we're back.
No, my phone was not listening to my conversation, but they are tracking where you are and more.
We did a study with thousands of apps on an Android device and wanted to see, as you interact with these apps, are they recording your audio and sending it off? We didn't see any surreptitious recording of information, but these companies are very good at watching everything you're doing online.
Ad targeting also relies on location data, even shared household devices. In my case, I immediately turned off the location permission on that store's app. We have an update for you in the battle over the concerts at Forest Hills Stadium. The Forest Hills Gardens Corporation has won a $150,000 settlement in their lawsuit over the city closing private streets and blocking residential access when concerts are held. In addition, the NYPD must consult with the association's board now about the timing and location of those closures. At the same time, the city did not admit any fault in the matter. They say they'll have the final say on all safety and security issues. And then there is the matter of the noise from those concerts. Andy Court heads Concerned Citizens Forest Hills.
People have complained about parts of their home shaking when the bass levels are high. Okay, and that's borne out by the fact that city inspectors find violations of the base levels in people's homes when they take measurements.
The company Tiebreaker Productions has been issued more than 24 summonses over noise violations. They appealed several of them. They defaulted on 9. They've only paid 5. The FDNY called to a 3-alarm blaze in Borough Park yesterday afternoon. It is still not clear what sparked it. Assistant Chief Mike Myers.
We can't figure out what started the fire, so we have fire marshals. We transmitted a 1041-1, which is for us as our fire marshals will come and investigate to find out what started the fire. We had no initial indications of what would have caused that to happen.
This was at 5311 Fort Hamilton Parkway. There was an e-bike store next door, but so far it doesn't appear as if any e-bikes were involved. No civilians were hurt. One firefighter was treated for smoke inhalation. Well, this was the sound as the old Mandarin Hotel in Miami came down in a controlled implosion. Audio courtesy of WSVN. The exclusive 23-story building that opened 25 years ago took just 20 seconds to collapse Sunday morning after controlled explosions were set off. Residents within 800 feet were asked to stay inside and keep their windows and doors closed. Swire Properties says in the hotel's place will be the residences at Mandarin Oriental Miami, a 2-tower ultra-luxury hotel and residential development. I'm Donna Warder. Got pets at home? Think of your furry family member like comedian Kumail Nanjiani does?
When little baby Bagel was 8, I took her to the vet, and the vet was like, you know the thing with geriatric cats is, and I was like, what do you mean geriatric? It's a little baby, look at her. That's a little baby.
Yep, me too. But a new report finds there's a difference in how we approach having a pet depending on when you were born.
A generational pet parenthood report from Rover.com shows how each generation relates to, cares for, and spends on pets.
There are things that are distinct from one generation to the next in terms of how animals fit into their lives.
An example from human-animal connection expert Philip Tedeschi.
Many children will see a pet that they're growing up with almost like a sibling.
And for seniors facing isolation and loneliness.
Animals take a very important role providing social support at that stage of life.
That's Stefan Kaufman. A new study finds having a pet could feel like it costs as much as having a kid. Healthy Paws crunched the numbers. They found the average owner is spending nearly $4,300 a year on routine care. That includes food, grooming, basic vet care, pet insurance, etc. They also found that most people get an animal without having a clue about the cost. Now this message, Dime, we've got your bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more at dime.com.
Here's the PPAC Private Bank and Trust weekly market recap.
I hope everyone had a great Easter weekend here in 2026. If you're listening from the future and you came back to 2026 in your time capsule here in the car with me, we just got off the Easter weekend or the Easter week. I was off, and there wasn't a documenting history video done. I didn't get a chance to do that, as we're here waiting for the 7:20 headline news. As we go past Barnard Hospital, many of you who have gone back into the past via this channel, you know that this is my commute to work every morning. So you're joining me with a cup of coffee, if you're watching this at 7:20 in the morning, that is.
From the bustling farmers.
All right, here we go.
Square to the carousel.
7:20 headlines.
New York's all news station.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 51 degrees. It is 7:20 on this Monday, April 13th. I'm Susan Richard. Here's what's happening. Mayor Mamdani uses a 100-day in office speech to move forward with his plan for city-owned grocery stores.
Today, we make good on that promise.
Yeah, there is one in the works in East Harlem. After peace talks failed to produce an agreement, President Trump tells reporters,
No, I don't care if they come back or not. If they don't come back, I'm fine.
today he says the U.S. will implement our own blockade through the Strait of Hormuz. Congressman Eric Swalwell suspends his campaign for governor of California amid allegations of sex assault from former staffers. A new bill up in Albany would give teachers a tax break for school supplies purchased out of pocket. Britney Spears has checked herself into rehab after she was arrested for DUI. In sports, it's not good. The Mets and Yanks have each lost 5 in a row now. The Islanders lost. They're officially out of the playoff race. Knicks also lost. Rory McIlroy wins the Masters. AccuWeather, clouds and sun. Today's high 77. Winds News Time 7:21. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Karen Stewart.
The problems continue in New Jersey on 3. Both directions of 3 have no access to Passaic Avenue in Clifton. We've got a tractor-trailer accident blocking the exit ramps from 3 east and west to Passaic Avenue. Use the Bloomfield Avenue exit to Allwood Road to Passaic Avenue. We have a lot of rubbernecking surrounding this accident. The eastbound delays are going back to 46, and the westbound delays go back about an exit or so. Over at the Hudson's, as we check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels, 45 in at the GW Bridge, except from the Palisades where it's 15. The Lincoln's 40, and the Holland's 55 now from the Skyway, and 30 minutes from the Newark Bay Extension. Queens, eastbound LIE. At Main Street, watch for delays. We've got the right lane blocked there. There is an accident as we check what we see on Long Island's Big 3 westbound Southern State traffic from right before the Meadowbrook Parkway to exit 21. Northern State's not bad, and the westbound LIE is still delayed from New Hyde Park Road out into Springfield Boulevard. Traffic is sponsored by Cars for Kids. Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
The deadline for filing taxes is now. Don't miss this chance.
All right, the gas prices here are $3.99 regular and $4.09 regular cash, I should say. No, credit. The $4.09 was for credit. I call out these for historical purposes.
Is telling the world that we can have a government that works for all of us, not just the oligarchs.
The mayor is touting his accomplishments during his first 100 days in office and announcing some new plans going forward.
Clearly the centerpiece of his 100-day in office address.
During our campaign, we promised New Yorkers that we would create a network of 5 city-owned grocery stores, 1 in each borough. Today, we make good on that promise.
The first to open up in East Harlem next year, according to Mamdani. John says he hopes it works out.
If we can find a way to cut city expenses, I think it would be a good idea, but I'm just wondering how we'll be able to accomplish it.
The mayor also announcing the sanitation department will containerize all home trash all across the 5 boroughs by the end of 2031, and that the DOT is going to start up a new plan to decrease bus commute times by at least 20%. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM. Here in Inwood.
If you want a detailed look at what the administration did over the mayor's first 100 days, they've got a webpage for that. Go to nyc.gov/100 days. Got an idea about how to spiff up the Jamaica Transit Hub? Governor Hochul wants to hear about that. A customer survey will be live through May 8th. This is to get input from commuters on what you think should be done to improve the station, which is the main transfer point for the Long Island Railroad, the buses, subways, and the JFK Air Train. You can take part at governor.ny.gov. A bill being floated up in Albany would reimburse teachers at least part of the cost for out-of-pocket school supplies.
Pretty classrooms cost a pretty penny. Our principals, teachers, and parents know that.
Want to make sure that children learn, and sometimes they have to buy materials that are outside of what would be in the normal school supplies.
That's Assemblyman William Colton, former teacher of 11 years. He says there's typically no reimbursement for them, so
this is something that I felt we need to help teachers do, give them some reimbursement, a tax deduction for those expenses on the state level.
He's sponsoring that bill and says teachers are on board.
Definitely, they are very much in favor of it.
Anyone that works at a charter, public, and private school for at least 900 hours would be applicable. Amanda Alexander, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching me on this episode, or watching the episode, not watching me. This isn't about me. This is about history and documenting of it. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next episode.